who's having a fucking orgy party after watching this movie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
This is going to be our spoilers review of Foundation Season 3. I know it ended a few months ago, but we just watched it. We fucking loved it. We're big. Hey, thank you to Void for recommending the series to us. And big shout out to R.Allen, Fatal J, Zach Melinda's movie. I'm so sorry I forgot about the shout out in the beginning. Big shout out to our 73 subscribers. Our #1 subscriber, each channel. I hope you're doing all right. Full spoilers ahead. Here we go.
Oh man, this is not sending out the notification again.
Oh, really? But anyway, we gotta go. So, yo, this was dark. This is the best season.
You know, I think with each season it gets better.
And you know what was so horrifying about this season is even without like Selden's warning about the darkness. You know how Won-Jin, you and I, we always say there's a limit to how much good it can get, but it can always get worse. Man, if this is the natural, like supposed natural state of the world, it's already so dark. And my favorite scene was the super upgraded version of Death Star, where you just eradicate parts of universes.
I forgot the name of the weapon, Nova something, but it's a black hole bomb.
Yeah, wow.
I love the visual effects of using that weapon, because we usually expect like a planet killer beam would make things like explode and shit. It
just disappears.
Yeah, it just disappears. That's what's so horrifying. There's like this void.
Yeah. Like the nothingness of it, right? Without life.
That is so terrifying.
And another thing I loved is, again, I'm going to sound like a broken clock already, but I love Lee Pace. And Won-Jin, I'm so glad I get to talk about this with you. His performance here, he should be called Brother Dude.
I was thinking, man, this is just like Jeff Bridges from Big Lebowski.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So, like you said, that's dude. Yo, that's not Dade. That's not Dusk. That's dude.
Yo, this is
Brother Dude.
This is every like 15th emperor in Chinese dynasty. They're like, I can't live up to my ancestors. I hate these like sycophants coming to me sucking my dick. Fuck this shit. I'm partying, baby. I can't live up to any of this stuff. But the Cleons were so humanized.
Oh, Void, what's up?
I haven't finished the season but I'm glad you guys got to the black hole. Yo, Void.
Oh, there's like a major spoiler, Void.
Yo, Void, thank you for recommending this show. Because I gotta say, Foundation 1 was good. Foundation 2 was better. And Foundation Season 3, amazing. And man, okay, well, let's talk about the important part. The finale was super... Holy fucking shit!
That was it was a finale, like a finale.
Yo, and
it was good.
I love the two Cleons who are basically the same person with some alterations. One falls under the extreme narcissism part, but you know what I love about the Cleons? It just shows the individual's ability to redeem themselves. And my favorite scene was when the day Cleon gives Demerzel
the brazen skull
to do the freedom.
And after basically going through all sorts of shit, you know how he was dressed? He was still covered in shit, probably.
No, another thing I love about Brother Dude is because, you know, he found out that his consort is actually a lesbian and never really loved him. But despite all the struggle he goes through, and he was also Machiavellian in one scene, but you know, it's understandable given that we already saw 2 seasons of Cleon politics, which is harsh. Like the normal state of it is brutal. So this guy is actually trying to do some greater good shit. But when he gave over that skull to Demerzel and said, "You are free," it just felt like such a moving, redemptive moment. And I hate this season because the moment Demerzel said, I have to follow protocol, I knew everybody was going to die. Because you know why? I've seen Cleons die before. And I knew it was going to get fucked. And
but
yeah.
Despite all that, I still think it was really, really amusing to see, despite all their differences, how like each generation of Cleons have something in common. Haven't you realized they show similar patterns?
Such as?
Like Day always goes through this trial. You know, in the first season, he goes through the spiral, like the salt mine thing, the salt walk. Here he again goes on this journey.
That's a good catch.
Yeah,
man.
that leads to his like redemption or self-awareness or
the opposite of it.
Yeah,
like sealing his
yeah,
doom.
exactly. So they always go through that journey. Dawn always tries to, before he gets
because he's a kid,
coronated, he always wants to
the rebellious moment.
explore. And it also happens here. And I was kind of relieved that he survived this.
Yo, man. And another thing I love was how Brother Dusk, you know, we underestimate old people, but we should never do that. It's like that lesson where, you know, I saw him killing the animal as him clinging to life. You know, I knew he was going to get trouble when in the first first episode, he looks at the Cleon that runs away.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
you are afraid of dying. That's what I was thinking to myself.
And his narcissism so great that he interprets Selden Darkness as, because I'm going to get called Darkness, he's talking about me. You're talking about somebody who does such a mental gymnastic to justify every one of his evil action. You know, and I got to praise the actor too. He did such a fantastic job of playing that Jekyll and Hyde. Or you could interpret that he was Jekyll and Hyde or he was pretending the whole time. But I just felt like it was just someone who is facing... He's kind of like Day in a way because he's rebelling against the system in his own way. You know, because Day is rebelling against the system, just like Dawn. But the problem with Dusk is he doesn't have enough time. And people without enough time do desperate stuff.
You know, it's funny you should mention that because when I saw those guys from the Galactic Council and the Cloud Dominion basically threaten Brother Dusk, I was thinking to myself, so you know that this guy's gonna die in hours. Like they mentioned like the specific hours, like 49 hours, blah, 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 blah. Do you think it's really wise to corner him? Because, you know, the scariest person is not the most powerful man. It's someone with nothing to lose.
Exactly. That's a great comment, man.
Why would you push him?
Yeah, that's a great comment. Because, and you could also argue that because this season is structured so well where you could argue that he didn't plan to go all the way. He was actually still, like, deciding.
Yeah.
But, you know...
Dawn's absence, Day's absence, all that pressure, it kind of opened opportunities for him.
To open up, like, his real self in a way. Because he's been hiding it for a long time.
Yeah.
And, Zezzy, welcome back. Thank you. Didn't get the notification. Yeah, we saw that. So sorry about that, Zezzy. I hated the last episode. It just ended hanging in space. What was the worth of watching? No, but I thought the finale was amazing. I loved the Cleon bodies hanging. Like, that was a terrifying scene.
That was some, like, disturbing, very disturbing visuals. Because you could still see, like, intestines hanging.
Oh, man.
Down that tunnel. That was so disturbing.
Yo, Walker, let's do less talking about 20 minutes, man. No worries. So, overall, I just loved the desperation. Oh, we can't forget to talk about the Mule. The Mule actor did a fantastic job. Oh, by the way, guys, me and Won-Jin, we did not read the novel.
What's his name? Euron Greyjoy.
Yeah. Oh, Zezzy, it was so incomplete. Oh, so I gotta agree with Zezzy where this is the weakness of this season, though. Unlike season 1 and 2, this felt like half of a season because of the reveal. Like it's almost like expecting a season 4 to complete the story. I
Yeah.
agree with ZZ there. And what did I think about the reveal? First of all, I always found the Cleon story more fascinating than the rest.
Yeah, that's true.
But
And it was so well written.
but I did like the mental ninja shit here better than in season 2.
Yeah.
Because my favorite was they've been dropping hints because Mule. Remember in episode 3 or 4, Mule says, "Do you ever feel like you're living in someone else's dream?" So they were actually dropping hints that he was not
The actual Mule.
Yeah. So season 3, when it comes to the structure and the foreshadow, it is good.
I did find it strange when Beta kind of basically ordered the Mule
To get the fuck out.
to get the fuck out,
So that-
and he didn't lash out at her or anything.
No,
So
but
I
I
thought
gotta
that
be-
was kind of strange.
No, I gotta be honest, because before that they dropped hints. Because I'm saying this after I watched the whole season, right? They did drop hints, but I didn't think nothing
Yeah.
of it. But when I saw that, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I agree with you. But
Because
here's the
again,
thing.
well, up until that point, we've seen how, again, the same word, whimsical, the Mule had been. So she doesn't get any repercussions after saying that. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree. But that being said, I'm still. The mental ninja shit is the weakest part because, for example, even Sendel's prime whatever is flawed, but within the series logic is math. You know what I mean? But the problem with the mental ninja shit is I don't know their power range. Like sometimes that's why when the mental ninja shit happens, like I don't get excited or sad. I just
The biggest problem is it's okay when what's her name? Gale. Oh, by the way, the Hebrew name Gal didn't mean ocean. It meant wave.
Oh, okay.
It means wave.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said something like that last time.
But Gale, when she's using power on her own and taking care of like situations, I kind of understand what the power is. But when we have like what do they call themselves? Mentalics. When two of these clash, I don't really know how to gauge like the power difference
yeah, I
here.
agree.
It's like who's more powerful? How is this
I
working?
agree.
So there's no way of like fathoming what the hell's going on.
I agree. Like, I think Dune did a better job because Dune didn't spend time explaining; they just showed. And remember, in Dune, especially Part 2, they did a knife fight. But here, the show has taken a lot of liberties with major plotline characters, even thematic perspectives from the books. You're saying, right, Void? We didn't read the books, by the way,
Yeah.
Void. So we're watching the series vanilla. But I agree 200% with Won-Jin, where whenever there's like a mental battle, and even here's another thing that I didn't like when Selden lets Mule live.
Yeah.
I was like,
That was like that Dragon Ball moment when he could just like crush him.
no, but I was like, you let thousands and tens of thousands of people die in Foundation. Just get rid of him.
Yeah.
Like a cockroach. When did you care about human beings? Like, there's this like the non-Cleon Dynasty actors are the weakest part.
I mean, even if
I gotta
Harry
go piss.
Seldon realized that Mule wasn't the real Mule, there still was no motivation for him to keep him alive.
I agree.
Because he massacred the people of the Foundation.
I agree.
Yeah. So why let him go? That didn't make any sense. Unless he has like his own design of, I don't know, conquering the galaxy or something. But still, it was a weird decision that was hard to understand. Hold on. If someone did that, the truth, saw her a bikini and at the set of graded on her while she's in the water as her fiance asks for the money back or go after him. Huh. I don't understand. Hold on. I also agree. Yeah. So, Cleon, Demerzel, their story was so much more fascinating than the rest. The Mule, yeah, it was okay, but it left me with like more questions.
Yo, but you know what my favorite scene is? When Brother Dude or Brother Day says it's giraffe, not giraffe. Because it's commenting about history. You know how Won-Jin, the asshole commie fuck, keep like correcting my pronunciation? My pronunciation might be correct in like 600 years in the past. You know, because so it's like a commentary on like the, you know,
History?
Yeah, historicity, if I use a fancy word. Like that dimension of it. I really love like Day's interaction with Demerzel a lot. Oh, and before we end it, we got to talk about the robots. So it turns out the robots are still alive and immortal.
They're on our moon near Earth. And we cannot help but talk about the scene. And spoilers alert, Void, if you haven't finished the season. That last scene of Demerzel, where she throws herself under that euthanasia laser beam to protect baby Dawn. Man, when I saw that scene for the first time, I thought it was a tragedy. Because like you said, she had that like brief moment when maybe she could have gained her freedom when they offered that brazen skull to her. But because of what the hell was going on in the clone tanks, she had to go. Had she taken a different choice, made a different choice, then maybe things would have turned out different and blah, 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 blah. So I was really sad to see her basically get
melted.
Yeah, get melted down.
No, it was fucked up because this whole season made us care about like Demerzel possibly having freedom. Remember that priest girl? She said, you know, you've always been reborn. There's this Buddhist scene. You know, one of the like Demerzel is fascinating because she's not human, so she can always remake herself. Like she's literally a living incarnate of the Buddhist concept of rebirth. She can rebirth herself all the time. Oh, in the book, the Mule is the only one with powers. The writing is dry and resemble more of a. Oh, okay, Void. That's interesting. You know, Void. Now that you mentioned that, I'm gonna prefer the novel possibly. But she's fascinating because she's multiple characters molded into one. Not only can she, because she's like basically almost immortal before her death, represent so many different times and perspectives. She was so when she died, you were watching someone's mother die because she took care of the Cleons like her child.
Yeah.
But another thing I love about Demerzel is, here's the question, Won-Jin. How many mothers, you know, remember in season 2 where Cleon says, I wish I would have asked you if you loved me before I programmed you that way. But don't we always feel that about our parents too? Do you love me because I was born and you had me as a child and you had no choice but to love me? So it's she's an embodiment of like philosophical questions. I'm sorry for the pronunciation mishap, motherfucker. Like the embodiment of that. That's why it was so moving.
But then I spent all day, like today, like from like every chance I had, I was thinking about that scene. And I couldn't help but change my perspective because that was not a tragedy.
It was a freedom.
It was not just a tragedy. It wasn't only not tragedy, but it was a win-win for both. For both Brother Dusk, Darkness, and Demerzel.
Well, Demerzel had a chance to load herself. But here's another thing, Won-Jin, though. Unless we watch season 4, we really don't know what happened to her.
Because
so death,
you know how that brazen skull lights up towards the end? I think that's her consciousness transfer.
You mean the bronze?
Brazen skull. Brazen is also a word, and that also means that it's made of bronze.
Oh, is it?
Yes. And it's also used to describe personalities who is very bold.
First of all, fuck you for your talk-down lecture of what brazen means. Thank you so much, cocksucker.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
Ahead.
But because throughout, remember that dialogue she had with Kale inside the Prime Radiant. I was thinking about that. And I remember Kale told her, it's like, when the situation unfolds, you gotta kind of like see how things play out before you make your decision if you're in a dilemma. And I think what Brother Dusk did was put Demerzel in this paradox trap, because she, by her like hardwired program, she's forced to protect what's best for the genetic dynasty. And yet she also needs to protect herself from harm. Was that the 0th law or some shit? But anyways, the point is, here throughout all these seasons, we see a character who is somewhat of a tragic character because she cannot die. And we can kind of feel that sometimes she kind of longs for freedom and also death.
Well, no, but here I disagree with you, because she longed for freedom. I never felt like she longed for death. You know, because
that's a subject that constantly surfaces every time she has discussion.
I know it does
with the Zephyrs.
I know. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I have a slightly different interpretation where I don't think she wanted death, though. Even the Cleons, who fight for the independence out of the dynasty, you never see one of them willingly go to death. Like, so I don't think, like, your argument is very interesting, Won-Jin. I agree, but.
And hear me out. And Brother Dusk, or also known as Brother Darkness, here we have a Cleon who refuses to die. He doesn't want to die. Now, Demerzel, trapped in that paradox, is forced to throw herself under that beam. Otherwise, if it weren't for this paradox, there's no way that she can do anything to damage that chip behind her neck, the one that Cleon the First programmed. But with this paradox trap, she gets to throw herself without breaking her directive. So she gets to stick with her main directive, which is to protect the genetic dynasty, and at the same time, she gets liberated. And I noticed how, like, as she gets like melted down, you know, her mechanical face reveals itself. I don't think before the scene the eyes lit up, and just before she dies, she looks at Day, and we can clearly see that the eyes are lit up, and I think that is because she's no longer like commanded by that directive. And what was it? I was looking up like what that scene could have meant, and some dude interpreted, you know, like the eye blink. That was a Morse code, and it translates to, what do you think it translates to? Just before Demerzel's eyes dim out, when it flashes.
Can I be honest? I don't give a fuck what it signals.
It literally spells out transferred. Those blinks. So she gets to have freedom. She gets liberated. Brother Darkness gets to avoid his ascension. So it's a win-win for both. It's also been foreshadowed many times, especially by that Zephyr. She had discussions in the garden that Demerzel is basically like their messiah, and she's supposed to go through death and then rebirth. So this is the moment of her death, and after this, I think her consciousness is in the Brazen Skull, which also called out to the other robots on the moon. So I'm guessing she's gonna return as, what was it, Daniel?
First of all, I've seen too many seasons of this show to say, you know, fuck it, because they might start it refreshed on the season 4. That may be right, they might be wrong. That's an interesting theory, by the way. Whoever you looked up, that's an interesting theory. But I think the problem is, not problem, but now that we know that Remember how season 2 they were wondering how Seldon's body was made back by Kalila or
Kale.
Yeah, Kale. Now we got a direct answer. They're robots that have been there for thousands of years.
You know, all the psychohistory, Prime Radiant, this was all designed by those machines.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I'm more convinced that Demerzel is bound to return because according to the visions, her mission doesn't end there. It ends in that library. And I think...
No, but don't you think she already executed that directive? Because the second foundation is safe there, so she already achieved that.
And maybe she will return as that general that she used to be. Because we're expecting a war against the Mule, and I bet the robots will be formidable enemy to them because the mental shit doesn't work on them because they're machines. And I guess that maybe we'll have to see season 4, but I'm guessing maybe there are a lot of hints dropped in this season. For example, I mean, we only have the head now, right? She did probably transfer her consciousness or whatever.
We don't
to
know
the moon.
that.
Yeah, we don't know that. But if she is to rebuild her body by any way, maybe there's a redundant body in the library. Remember, Demerzel talked about robots in the Robot Wars hiding in the library as books. So maybe there's still some of them hiding there.
So let me get this straight. You're a commie fuck who love NASCAR, so you get horny off robots. Is that what's happening here?
Robots will be what make communism a reality. Right?
Yes.
Because it's the human nature that prevents this ideal world from being realized.
Shut the fuck up.
If everybody works
Shut the fuck up. I want to read some
well,
comments.
like robots, then yeah, that
Shut
utopia
up,
can
you
come true.
self-jerking off fuck. I'm going to read some comments. Demerzel managed to connect with the skull. Okay, so Zezzy agrees with you. They connect to each other. Okay, Zezzy agrees with you. Also in the books, the Mule is an overlooked slide bard and not some warlord. In fact, he's usually bullied by people who are in there. Oh, so he's more like a hidden Trojan horse. Okay, Zizzy, how do you know that? You looked it up? I think she's talking. I think
the Morse code. Look, search it on YouTube. Some guy did it.
Okay. I actually had a hunch that Kal-El, whatever her name was, a robot. That's a good guess, Zizzy, because honestly, I didn't get it.
Because we got the foreshadow when Harry Seldon got his like human body back.
No, but like I didn't like because
and the machines on that planet, they sense life form and they approach the life, right?
So you're smarter than me because I didn't get that.
Really?
They kept telling us that the robots were dead.
Yeah,
so
because I was asking myself then, if they can detect Harry Seldon, why aren't they detecting Kale? Because she's been in that cave or whatever for like decades.
No, but she might be like a projection,
like a hologram.
Yeah. So like that was all. Like I gotta be honest. When I watched season 2, I was totally confused. I didn't guess she was a robot, but now that I watched season 3, now I know what happened. I actually had a hunch that and robots share their thoughts in a hive. They're all equal. But then again, we have those spacers who do the hive mind stuff too. So because before the season, I didn't know the robots did hive mind shit. I didn't.
Well, yeah, Demerzel explains it.
No, but in this season, I mean, what I'm saying is they don't explain that shit to us.
They explained the idea of clasp and they shared minds.
Yeah, but they didn't
and
explain.
Their consciousness is decentralized.
Like I said, they didn't explain clasp in season 2. I didn't know robots could do the internet over space. I didn't know that. So, but I mean, I'm not complaining. It was still like, this season was so good at making me want to watch the next episode. That was definitely the part.
So
of it.
basically, I was kind of bummed out at first, but the more I think about it, it's a win for Demerzel, especially. Because darkness is bound to be defeated in the future. And it's also quite dramatic because I think Demerzel and the Cleons, they were both imprisoned by each other.
Yeah,
which was really dramatic in that last scene.
That was the sadness of that is, like, we already knew they were inbound from season 1 and 2, but here we see that, what do you call it? That conflict surface out. You know, because there was always a simmering conflict of that in season 1 and 2. Because we saw how Cleons felt like they were bound by the laws too.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is where it explodes in high fashion with dead bodies and black coal fucking bombs.
It was either him or Demerzel who had, you know, these Cleons on a leash.
No.
And in the end, it's a win-win for both.
Well, we don't know if it's a win-win yet. That's a speculation, right? Like, because we have to watch the season. Because
it's a win-win. Even if she died, I think it's still a win.
No, but here's the
because she was liberated.
No, but here's the problem. It's not about them. It's about the dynasty. You know how Selden said. You know how sometimes having an evil authority is better than no authority at all. So I disagree with you there. You're talking about them as persons, yes, about them personal. Getting a win for them, but is that good for the entire universe? I think that's a different question. I think that's what we might explore in season 4, because as much as
you know, saying that Brother Dusk is also part of this win, I never insinuated that this was like any good to the universe.
No, I know.
I'm just saying that it's a win-win for both.
No, I didn't say that. I know, but I'm just saying because we are invested in those characters.
What's good for the universe is out of this discussion right now.
No,
I'm saying that those two, Demerzel, Brother Dusk, they're both winners in that moment.
No, that's what I said. I didn't say you insinuate that, but because Selden kept saying, because Selden is thinking about the greater good. He's not. He always says the individual is out of his purview. So my thing is, the moment Brother Darkness becomes like, because you could argue that Brother Darkness also gets a win because he gets to reject his like primary order. Because come on, man, like who wants to get like dustified when he reaches a certain age?
So he destroys all the exponents.
No. So I was not like disagreeing with you. I was adding to your comment how this is going to affect the universe. And my guess is that from watching 3 seasons of this, it's going to be negative. Because like whenever there's no authority, it's worse than having an evil authority.
And that's also foreshadowed by Bel Rios. Remember what he said? In a world without authority, rapists are kings.
Yeah.
And
that goes. I'm so glad you said that. Go back to season 2 because that general is a perfect explanation of that. Where he said, you know, because it's better to have the empire than no empire. You know, because
he's seen it.
Exactly. He also has trouble with empire, but he follows the order anyway, despite his moral and personal convictions. I'm glad you mentioned that because I think season 4, I think whole Bedlam is gonna get loose now, like because you have a psycho old man with a
black hole, black hole bomb,
basically a Death Star,
basically
Death
capable
Star
of killing billions with a shot.
Yeah, so. But see, Won-Jin, I'm glad you humanized with Cleon and Demerzel because the show intentionally does that. Where the show keeps telling us the individual is not important. Selden keeps saying, you might know some guy in like Planet Z, but that guy is still a person, motherfucker. But we have the Stockholm syndrome of these people. But, you know, they are, however flawed they are, they at least represent some sort of authority. And when that breaks down, I think, Won-Jin, we can speak from life experience. It doesn't work well for other people. So, and the alternative is the Mule. And this is funny because Won-Jin just praised Pluribus, the communist, like hive mind. It's a hive mind here. So let me ask you: do you think this Mule hive mind is better than the Cleon Dynasty?
No, because he makes you do horrible things.
No, but Cleon also...
The guy drowned another guy and make him believe that that's what he wanted.
No, but you are wrong, because the way you talked up Pluribus, Cleon Dynasty...
Remember, they're nice people. they don't do... They refuse to do harm.
Okay, Walker is here. Hey, so... Won-Jin, I think it's time to give number grade, because we got to move to Let's Talk, because Walker's been waiting for
All right.
Let's give a number
I'll
grade.
give this season 9.5.
Wow.
Almost perfect.
You know, Won-Jin, I agree with you 200%. It is 9.5. This is almost perfect. This This season has been the most entertaining Foundation season up to date. I agree with you completely. And to quote you, what is the most important in the movie or TV show?
Entertainment value.
And they kept making me want to watch the next episode.
That's right.
I was like, what's going to happen? So, I mean, we talked about a lot of big ideas, pretending like we were some shit, but the entertainment value was crazy. I couldn't wait for the next episode.
Yeah. Now I can't wait for the next season.
Exactly. So JoeJinMovieSoAwesome gives Foundation Seether a 9.5. This is the best season of this series. Void, I hope you finish it so that maybe next time we can talk about the entire season of Foundation, especially since you read the book and we didn't. I could have been a 10, but then they screwed up the ending. Yeah, it's not a perfect season, though.
Yeah. I was kind of... Like, I was so invested in Demerzel and Cleons that I had trouble understanding what was going on with Gale. You know how she, like, tossed herself into the atmosphere?
Yeah.
Like, where was she escaping from? And where did the real Mule go? And where is she going?
Yo, Won-Jin, I don't give a fuck. The Cleons, baby. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break and do Let's Talk. This has been JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
We'll see you guys in a bit. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye-bye.
That was a great analysis. I agree with that. That was really good.
Handshake confirmed.
Communism detected.
Initiating transmission.
Rejecting transmission. Do antivirus protocol.
Capitalist elitist bourgeoisie detected.
Terminate. Piece of shit bread sharer detected. Gladiator cheering in the crowd detected, motherfucker. Put him in the gladiator seat.
Vaporize it.